Good morning, CDR Nation. Welcome back to CDR Motivation and Diary of the Entrepreneur. It's been a while since we've recorded anything. Our last official video was January 8th, 2020, and our last Diary of the Entrepreneur was day 199 on October the 25th, 2018. So it's been a while, but we were trying to get back at it. There were some things that happened that knocked me off of my game, knocked us off our game here at CDR Nation. I'd like to do a video of that sometime soon to get you guys caught up what has happened in between. The grind is still real. The building of the empire is still real. Mostly everything's still the same. We've changed some things around here, and I'm excited to tell you about some of the things that are changing and some of the things that we're going to go through in the next year or two as we try to rebuild and rebrand what we've got going on. But CDR Nation's still intact, and it's still rolling, and we're looking forward to doing some great things. We've did some social media posts on Facebook, Instagram. Now we're on TikTok. Over the absence of doing live videos for the past few years, I haven't felt it. Things just got really bad for me here. Things got a little off track with me and Natasha, and we had to take care of some personal things and back up, and the business had to kind of take a back seat so that we could repair some of the damage that the business has caused us personally. So one of the things that we've posted over the last year in our absence is the escape velocity theory, which comes from celestial mechanics, and we've kind of took that escape velocity theory in the mathematical realm and changed it into something that we can relate to personal life and business life as we try to escape the gravitational pulls that are around us, and we'll talk about that a little bit longer or a little bit more in depth here as we go along. But I had a lot of questions on that from fans out there from CDR Nation. You guys really wanted to dive into this theory and see how that it works and what my thought process was on those. And we posted some tidbits and things on the social media site. You can go to www.facebook.com/CDR Nation to see some of those. You can catch us on Instagram at CDR Nation or CDR Nation Worldwide. And some of those things we posted on there about the escape velocity. We're on TikTok now. You can find us there at CDR Nation. But we're gonna kind of work through this, and hopefully you guys get as much enjoyment out of it as I have. It's really helped me as I grow as an individual, as I grow as a business leader, as I grow as a father, as I grow as a friend, a brother, as I grow as a husband. It's really helped me understand that we're always going to have forces against us, but we've got to learn what fuel we can use and what the formula is to escape those gravitational pulls, the drag, the friction that's on us. So let's dive into this and let's get rolling. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I have. Now, I want to make it perfectly clear for all the haters out there, all the Karens, all the Carls out there, don't come at me. I'm not a rocket scientist or any kind of expert related to the aerospace field. I'm not even sure that I used all the right formulas in these slides. If you're watching it on video, if you're listening to the audio, I'm not sure that I'm gonna say all the things right in the celestial mechanics of the escape velocity as it refers to the space flight. But if you're here for that part of it, then you're probably in the wrong place, because you know that CDR Nation was built on the raw emotion, the raw background of building a business, and I want to come to you guys raw. I even make fun of myself because I say or a lot in my speeches, but I want to come to you guys as simple as I can, as real as I can, as as just the raw emotion of building this business because we are all in this together. We may not be in the same boat, but we're in the same storm. We're going through. All of us went through COVID together. We've all went through the down times of the economy together as business owners, and we're in this together. So I want to give you a raw emotion about that. So if you're here for the perfection of the formulas to the escape velocity as it refers to space flight, then you're probably in the wrong spot and you need to go maybe somewhere else. But if you're here to understand how a simple philosophy or theory like the escape velocity in space flight could relate to your personal life or your business life, then you're in the right place, because I'm going to try to explain this in a way that it's going to help you as much as it has helped me. So that being said, Karens, Carls, haters, if you're here and you want to poke fun or make fun of spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes and wrong formulas, and you want to correct that, go ahead. It's a waste of your time, because CDR Nation, the true viewers of CDR Nation, are not even listening to you. Let's rock this. The escape velocity in celestial mechanics, escape velocity or escape speed is the minimum speed needed for a free, non-propelled object to escape from the gravitational influence of a primary body, thus reaching an infinite distance from it. It is typically stated as an ideal speed ignoring atmospherical friction. So what exactly does that mean? There are two factors that actively work against an object being launched into space. These two forces are gravity and drag. Gravity can impose a hefty toll on a heavy shuttle as it lifts off from the launch pad, as it tries to escape the gravitational pull of the Earth. It takes a lot of energy and power to do that. To start to understand the escape velocity theory, we have to understand three terms: friction, drag, and gravity. What is friction? The resistance that one surface or object encounters when moving over another one. What is gravity? The force that attracts a body towards the center of the Earth or towards any other physical body having mass. So that brings us to drag. What is drag? The definition of drag states that it is to pull someone or something along forcibly, roughly, or with difficulty. We dragged the boat up the beach is an example. It is to tug, to pull, to cause resistance to an object. At the moment of liftoff, the rocket or space shuttle will encounter two factors or two forces, one working for it and one working against it. The one working against it is the weight. This is the force due to gravity pulling the rocket downwards towards the center of the Earth. The other one working for it is thrust. Thrust pushes the rocket upwards by pushing gas downwards in the opposite direction. So the thrust is what helps us get into the escape velocity or into the next level, which the next level in space flight would be in the upper atmosphere, into space, to be able to finally orbit the Earth. But how does that relate to business and your personal life? So escape velocity in business and life, just like a rocket trying to escape the Earth's gravitational pull, we have certain forces that hinder our ability to reach our goals in business and life. There are things out there that we all go through, and there are things out there that, we go through personally that hinder our ability to reach the next level in our game, the next level in our business, the next level in our life. Every aspect of business and life is about leveling up to be better than what you were yesterday. And we've got to understand that there are those gravitational pulls, that friction, the drag that's on us every day that hinders us from reaching that next level. And how do we counteract that with our own fuel and our own thrust? To me, one of the very first things to understand is that success is a journey, not a destination. We all want to be successful, but it's not going to come overnight. I've always said that I'm going to be a success 30 years in the making. It's took a long time to get here, and it's going to take a long time to get where I'm going, but I have patience and persistence that I'm going to build what I need to build, and I'm in the business of building empires and not just businesses. I want to help people, and I want to help other businesses grow, and I want to help people grow within themselves. So we've got to understand that success is a journey. It's not a destination. Just like the rocket ship or the space shuttle that's taking off towards the outer space to get into rotation of the Earth, or even to leave the Earth's rotation and go towards the moon or go towards Mars or whatever we are going to explore, satellites that we send up that are cruising across the galaxy now, those are journeys. It's not just a destination. It's not something that we are going to arrive at quickly. It's something that takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of building. It takes a lot of force and thrust to get these things off. So journey, it is a journey. Success is a journey. It starts, but you're going to have personal drag and resistance and friction and gravitational pull against you as soon as you start on this journey. And we've got to understand that we've got to counteract that drag and the gravitational pull and the friction with the thrust or fuel for our journey. So what are the forces that are hindering you from your success story? What types of fuels are you using to allow the thrust to escape those things? The right type of fuel is key. A rocket doesn't run off of gasoline. Here are a few of my forces, my gravitational pulls, my drag or friction that work against me in my daily life, things that I have spotted out and I have wrote down that have hindered me from reaching my success, or even stopping me on my journey to success. I've stopped and started several times. I used to call it like I would camp out for a while until I got my energy back and could fight the world. These are just a few. Read through all of them at your pace and write down 5 or 6 to start with that you know that you can identify that hinder you on your journey to success and will ultimately make you want to give up. If you followed me at all on CDR Nation, CDR Writing, or CDR's Operation Happiness, you know I talk a lot about my past demons and how they affect me. So that's one of the things in the drag or friction or the gravitational pull that's on me is my past demons, the things that I've did in my life. I've talked about my first wife passing away and how that has hindered me throughout my life, and it's hard. It's one thing that's hard to get over. I don't think you ever reach a point where you're actually over the death of a loved one. You just learn to live day by day. They're still here with you. You still think of them, but you're able to function. You're able to function with that loss and move on. Early on, when they leave you, it's hard to function. You can't see life without them. You can't see your life going on. You just want to lay down and die yourself, but you have to move on. That's one of my past demons. Also, my mistakes that I've did in the past. Those are past demons too. The decisions that I've made that did not work out. My second marriage ending in divorce. My will or drive to be focused on the business and the success journey, and to allow that to hinder relationships, personal relationships and business relationships that I have going on. That is a drag or a friction or a gravitational pull on me. I find a lot of self-doubt. As you can tell from the beginning of this video, as I start to talk, I make fun of myself a lot. I let the haters get to me and cause my self-doubt to make me feel not good enough. I fight wanting to give up. Lack of money to push me forward to get me where I need to go. Cash flow to get us into the next atmosphere that we need to do. Lack of success so far. Survivor's guilt over, my first wife passing away and me still being here. Other past tragedies and stress and massive debt that we've got going on, feeling like I'm not a good father, husband, brother, son, or friend. Those are things that cause me to get overwhelmed. They cause fear, they cause self-doubt, they cause that thought of not being good enough, wanting to give up. All those things go together to give me drag or friction or gravitational pull as I move towards the success, or if I, as I continue on my journey of the success, to move to that next level. Because like I said, it's not a destination, it's always the next level. What's next? How can you improve yourself? How can you improve yourself personally? How can you improve yourself in relationships? How can you improve yourself in business? So it's all about the next level and leveling up from there. So once you have identified some of those drags or gravitational pulls, the friction that causes you to waver or doubt yourself or step back on your success journey, you've got to realize that the right fuel matters. The next step is the right fuel. What is the fuel that you need? This is a fuel that's going to work towards you. Remember, a rocket, the space shuttle, it uses jet fuel or rocket fuel. It doesn't use just typical gasoline. You can't just pull into the local marathon and fill up your rocket or your space shuttle. It's got to be the right fuel, and that fuel is what works for you. Not all fuel will work for everybody. The same fuel it may or it may not, but you got to understand that. You got to understand yourself, and we talk about Operation Happiness. We talk about doing a self-inventory or a self-evaluation, writing down those things about yourself. What makes you tick? What makes you falter? What makes you unhappy? So we've wrote down the gravitational pulls. We've wrote down the friction and the drag that's against you on your journey. So now, what is the fuel that we can use towards our thrust? So now I'm going to give you a few of my fuels that I use. I want you to write down five or six of your fuels that you use towards your thrust, or you could use towards your thrust to propel you on your journey of success, or to take you to the next level. Because like I said, it's all about leveling up. Anyone who knows me and knows me at all knows that I love a great book, a great story, a great screenplay. I love to envision the writers, what their view on a subject is. I love to see how the director takes the written word of the writer and makes it his own or her own, and builds from there. I love a great meal. I absolutely love a great meal. I love ribeye steaks. I love shrimp cocktail. I love a great meal. Even simple as hamburger helper. Natasha says I'm pretty easy in that aspect because hamburger helper sometimes is a luxury. Sometimes grilling out a hamburger or grilling out a steak is a luxury, according on where we're at on our journey and where we're at with the money flow. Even for you people out there that have ate bologna sandwiches or Spam or anything like that, sometimes that's what you've got to do. But a great meal, even if it's less than perfect, something that's put together with love and something that it nourishes your body, gets you back motivated. I love that. I love inspirational mentors. A good loyal woman. I love a good loyal woman. A good pair of boots. I've always said if I've got a good pair of boots and a good loyal woman, I can conquer the world. I like the beach. I like sitting on the beach. I like a cabin in the woods. I love listening to the guys like Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, Damon John, Steve Harvey, Les Brown, Matt Monero, just to name a few. I love those guys. According on where I'm at on my journey or what I'm feeling, sometimes I'll go to them and I'll go listen to some of their motivational things and try to get back and use that as fuel for my thrust to get into the escape velocity for my business and my life, because it's all about the right fuel. What is the right fuel for you guys, and what are you going to use to reach the next level? Maybe you don't like the beach. Maybe you don't like a cabin in the woods like I do. But you've got to understand yourself, and that's the first thing. The first step, I believe, is understanding yourself and who you are, what makes you tick, what can knock you out, and what can propel you forward. And those are the first things that you've got to understand in any journey. You've got to build that map, that navigational thing. You got to know the A plans and the B plans and the C plans and the D plans, all the way down to the Z plans, and you've just got to be able to react and build and never let never give up. Never let it knock you totally off your game. So write down 5 or 6 things that you use as fuel in your thrust, and we'll start to build a life, a journey to success. Now, like I said, the Karens and the Carls and the haters, they can just not come at me. I'm not a singer, but one song, speaking of songs that fuel my thrust, one song that I love to listen to, and it reminds me of my dad in the original CDR guy, the original CDR, Cecil Douglas Rolette Sr., is Old Man by Red Light Kings. And a couple of the lyrics jumped out as I was trying to formulate this video on escape velocity, is as follows, and again, I'm not a singer, so I'm just going to read it, but go listen to the song. If you never listened to the song Old Man by Red Light Kings, go listen to it. It's an awesome song, but his heart felt like breaking. He looked right up at the ceiling and start again, never breathe a word of his loss. Because it's not about winning, it's about the rivers you cross. And the pain that you feel could be the fuel that you use. And if you're in need of direction, be it the path that you choose. I love those lyrics. I love that you can even take your pain and your tragedies and you can move those into fuel that will thrust you towards success. So just because you experience a tragedy, our pain, our loss, that's not the end. That is not the time to give up. That is the time to recalculate. That is the time to change that tragedy or that pain, that loss into fuel that's going to take you further. When the haters come at you, the best way to silence the haters is to just have massive success. So use the fuel. Use that pain, use that loss, use that struggle, use that tragedy to fuel you to the next level. And now, like I said, if you have not listened to that song, go listen to it. Put in the comments what you think of the song. I really love it. It's a great song, and it's part of my fuel. It's part of my fuel to succeed. It's part of my fuel to keep going on the journey to success. You know, in reality, life is pretty simple. We as humans make it difficult. Remember as kids having a wild imagination? We thought everything we could dream of was possible. We looked at the world as unconquered territory. What happened to us when we become adults? Why did we lose that enthusiasm? The escape velocity of your personal or business life comes down to a simple formula. Decrease those things in your life that you consider drags, friction, or gravitational pulls. Increase those things you consider the right fuel. Those things that will power your thrust. This is the first step in reaching the heavens. You've got to understand where you're coming of, and I think sometimes we need to remember what we were like as children when we believed that everything was possible, when we looked at the world with open eyes and open minds, and we learned and soaked in everything before we've got so reserved and judgmental in our own lives, and not judgmental about other people. I'm not speaking about that. I'm speaking about judgmental against ourselves. We as humans are so judgmental against ourselves. We bring up the negative that we do. We bring up the things that hinder us. We bring up the bad things. We bring up all the past demons that we've had. You know, if you're addicted to drugs, you're always thinking, even when you get sober, you're always thinking about the times when you were, abusing drugs and the people that you hurt back then, and you don't try to live in the moment. And I think that's where we're at. We've got to live in the moment. We've got to go back to when we were children and look at the world as unconquered territory, and look at it with open eyes, and look at it non-judgmental, and look at it open mind, and know that we can conquer it all. Will we all be astronauts? Probably not, but can we do something that's going to leave a mark on the world when we're gone? Can we leave a legacy behind for our kids? Can we leave a business behind for our kids? Can we leave financial knowledge if we can't leave financial gain or financial monetary money, if we can't leave things like that behind, can we at least leave behind a financial education, financial knowledge for our children to do better than what we can? Absolutely. Absolutely we can. We can do that. We can do those things like that. Some of us will become astronauts. Some of you guys are out there that are a lot smarter than I am and no fear of heights, but like I do, but I have a fear of heights, so I don't think I'll make a very good astronaut. But those are the things you got to move on and you've got to build from. I could talk about the escape velocity and how it relates to business and life all day long, but I know everybody's busy. I'm busy. I probably need to get my day started, try to make some moves and try to build from there, try to build the things that, thrust me forward, the fuel that I'm going to use for this success journey, and I hope that you guys are thinking as well, and I hope that you're looking at life a little bit different by listening to this. We're not done, CDR Nation. We've stumbled, we've failed, we've took a few steps back, and we're stepping forward now. It's the long step forward. If you follow me on CDR Writing, you know I'm all about the long step forward. I have a book that's entitled The Long Step Forward that it's a collection of non-traditional poetry that I have written over my life, and part of it deals with the death of Rebecca, my first wife, and the steps that I took and how I stepped forward to not necessarily forget what happened, but to learn how to function and survive with everything that happened that surrounded that tragedy. So I'd like to leave you with a few things. Just knowing going forward, we're not done. We're not done with Diary of an Entrepreneur. Just because I'm not recording and telling you what day it is, I mean, it's still going on. We're still counting the days. We're still building. We build every day. We negotiate. We try to grow each and every day. So and we're into some new business ventures as well. So are we making it rich yet? No. Are we successful yet? No, but it's a journey, and we understand that it's a journey. Have I lost all my weight that I wanted to lose? No. Is the credit score perfect? No, but it's went up a lot, and we continue to build that, and we continue to build our reserves and build our business and go from there. But I'll leave you with a few things. My tragedies nor my triumphs define me. They're just pixels to the bigger picture, and we've got to remember that. Everything that happens to us in life paints our picture, good or bad. There's nothing we can do about it, but it tells our story. Every time that a triumph comes along or a tragedy comes along, it's another piece to the story. It's another piece to the painting of our lives, but it's not. They're just pixels. The bigger things, the bigger picture is what we need to focus on, and we need to get there. Like I said, what a difference a second makes. What a difference a minute makes. What a different an hour makes, what a different a day makes, what a different a week makes, what a different a month makes, and hell yeah, what a difference a year makes. We've been kind of absent for a couple years, and a lot of things have happened in those years. So a lot of changes, a lot of things for the good, some setbacks, but a lot of things for the good. You just got to hang in there. The tide will turn. It will turn for you. The quickest way through any storm is to turn right into the storm. I still believe that. Some people feel like maybe that's the quickest way to crash, but for me, that works. The quickest way for me to get through a storm is to turn right into it, to hit it head on. And I'm focused on rebuilding CDR Nation and getting this brand, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. I mean, you guys and your comments and your love, you're the fuel that thrust me forward on my success journey. So, if you're out there and you're thinking, nobody needs you or nobody loves you, just know that we here at CDR Nation, we love you. Cecil here. I love you guys. You guys are part of my fuel. You're part of my success story, and I'm proud of each one of you guys. I want you to keep going. I love hearing about your successes. We're not in a competition. We're in this together. I want to see you succeed just as much as I want to see myself succeed. Everybody around me, I want to help those people succeed. So just know that there's at least one person out there that's in your corner. That's me. Reach out to me anytime. I will try to answer any questions I can. I will try to talk to you if you're just feeling down and you need somebody to say, hey, it's gonna get better. The tide is gonna turn. Then DM me, direct message me on any of our social medias, platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, any of those that you are following us on. Just you can reach out. I will try to answer as many as I can. I've got other people that help me as well that I'm training in the CDR Nation way, and they can help and answer and talk to people too. So just remember, you choose. You choose what you want to be in life. Be the best damn whatever you want to be in this world. Go after it. Go get it. And this marks the return of CDR Nation. And I hope you enjoyed the escape velocity. I hope I did it justice. We'll dive into this a little more. We'll talk about this a little more. I need to get this edited and get it up into the system and out on the social media aspects. And we'll go from there, but we'll keep this. I'm looking forward to keeping this conversation open. I'm looking forward to having this conversation with you guys. I hope that some of you guys out there will interact with me, and we'll discover this escape velocity together. I'd like to hear your opinions on it. So, CDR Nation, that's it for right now, but it is not it forever. I'm signing off. Have a great day, guys.